So guys, welcome back, and in the last tutorial we learned how to create this chain link. So in this tutorial what we are going to do is we are going to create the line post and the top rail that is required to complete this model. Okay, so first thing, to add in the line post, what we can do is we can simply create a tube and then copy this tube into the curve that is being fed to create this circle. So right now you can see the tube is coming out really big, so we'll just decrease its radius to 0.05. okay, so as we are copying through the resample, each and every point we are getting this tube. So if I change this to our polyframe, this will give us much fewer line posts. So now if I merge this, so here's our chain link and here's our line post. You can see our line post is under the grid because our pivot is at the center. So to fix this, if I copy height, copy parameter, and paste it to the center Y, and then if I multiply or divide, let's say divide by 2, this will always maintain its position to the grid. Until now we have been using the circle. Let's just change it into a curve so that we understand what are the other things that we need to maintain to create this asset. So let's just drop in the curve node, and then we will jump into a top view, space 2, and then we'll draw a curve. Hit enter once you have drawn the curve, and hit space 1 to go back to the perspective. Now if I swap my circle with the line, what will happen is our chain link will update according to the line. Although it has been updated, you can see our line post does not maintain the distance, equidistance between each other. So to fix this, what we can do is we can drop in a resample node, not refine, in between the curve and the polyframe, and then if we increase the length, let's say for example 0.9, this will always maintain the distance between the curve. So even if I select the curve and then extend it, you can see it is always maintaining that distance. So this is what we need to create this asset. So we will be using this resample in between the curve and the polyframe. So this is still looking too big. Let's just decrease its radius as well. Let's just decrease this radius to 0.03. Next thing, to create the bottom rail and the top rail, it's pretty easy. Just drop in the poly wire and link it with the polyframe or the resample node, and what this will give us is the bottom rail. And then if I just merged it with everything, so here is our poly wire which gives us the bottom rail. So right now its normal is all weird, so to fix that we'll just drop in the normal node once again, and this will fix the issue. So, and also we'll decrease its radius to 0.02 or maybe 0.05, and then increase its division to 8. So here is our bottom rail. Okay, so to add the top rail, what we can do is we can simply add in the transform node after the normal, and then if we translate into y-axis by 1 and then merge it all together. Okay, so this will give us our top rail. I think it's still big. How about 0.03? I think this will work. Okay, so right now our bottom rail and the line posts are running directly through the center of the chain link. What needs to happen is this needs to be offset inward or outward of the chain link. So here if you look at our line post, it is running outside the chain link. So you can see that the chain link is outside the line post. Even here if you look at this, the top rail and the line posts are outside the chain link fence. So now when we look at our model, we can see the issue. So right now our line post and the top rail are running directly through the center of the chain link. Okay, so to fix this, what we'll need to do is we will need to offset this inward or outward. And the best way I found to create that kind of offset is to drop in the polyframe. And then in the polyframe, we will be using tangent V as our normal. So once we do that, we will drop in the Wrangler node, attribute Wrangler, and we will add in the position, at position plus equals with normal, and then we'll multiply with some value. So let's just create a channel. Let's just call it an offset. Okay, so now if I add an offset, okay, if I go to positive, it'll go outward. If I go to negative, it'll go inward. Okay, so we cannot go that far without messing up the curve, but we just need a little bit of offset inward or an outward. So let's keep it to 0. And now if I use this to create the rail, and then if I do an offset, so my rail goes outward. Okay, let's just go with an offset of 0.05. So also I'll use this to copy the line post as well. So I'll swap this with this one. So now my line post and the bottom rail are offset. The offset is a little too high. Let's just decrease it to 0.03, maybe 3.5. Okay, now our line post and the bottom rail are offset correctly, so that it does not run through the center of our chain link. So now our bottom rail and the top rail and also the line post are offset correctly. Now what we will do is we will create the link so that everything is linked with each other and maintains its scale and position. So for example, if I increase the length to 2, the chain link fence will increase, but our line posts and the rail won't scale according to the height. So to maintain that, we'll go to the line 1 and copy it, copy parameter, and then we'll go to our tube, and then in its height we'll paste its value, paste copied relative reference, and this will maintain the height of our line post. And also what we'll do is we'll go to our transform node that we are using to create the top rail, and then in this one as well, in the translate, we will paste this value, paste copied relative reference, and now everything is connected and will work properly. So even if I change the distance of the curve, you'll always maintain that. And also if I decrease this height, it will maintain the distance between the line post and the top rail and the bottom rail. So let's just go back to the height of 1. And next thing what we'll do is we will add in the barbed wire that generally runs on top of the chain link fence. So first what we'll do is we'll create the support structure that is needed for the barbed wire. And so to create the support for the barbed wire, what we'll do is, like we did earlier, we'll create a tube or a box, whatever. So let's create a box. Okay, so let's just create a box, and then what we'll do is we'll just copy it. Not I don't want color. We'll just copy this. So once we copy the box to the line, you can see that all the boxes are coming out really big, and also they are at the bottom rail of our fence. First thing what we'll do is we will just fix its scale. So we will go with a scale of, let's say, 0.1. We'll also fix its pivot position. So we'll copy the size Y, copy parameter, and paste copy relative reference, and then we will divide by 2. Okay, so this way it will always maintain its position to the grid. Next thing, to translate this, what we will do is we will add in a transform node. And then we will copy the height node from our initial line that we used for the chain link, that is length. And then in its Y translate, we will paste this. So this will move our box to the top rail. Another thing is, right now our box are just cube, so we will need to increase its height. So let's just increase its height. Okay, and also we will fix this normal issue by adding another normal node. So right now it's completely straight. What we'll need to do is we will need to rotate it. So let's just rotate it so that it gets the general shape for the support structure for our barbed wire. Okay, and also let's just decrease its scale in both axis, X and Z axis. Let's go with 0.03 in Z axis. Okay, so this gives us the structure that we'll be using to add in the barbed wire for the fence.